is coming momentarily. Well, it just passed. So huge bum rush here, and the big limit fill grids I've been filling, and I'm just buying at the market right now. So we had a dead cat bounce on the 1 hour chart into this floor here, and we're just ranging. Now I'm buying at the market, and I'm going to put these buy stops in also because I ran out of buy at the markets because I wanted to go for a different range. And the problem with the market is that if you see an opportunity and you don't have your finger on the trigger, it's like being a deer hunter and seeing something. We all know what a bottom looks like. If anybody's ever experienced a huge spike down in retracement, and then they realize that the market can't actually turn around and go the other way, that's the astounding part of it, right? And so you never forget that moment, and you're basically that's the fastest money you get rich quick. So it is possible to get rich quick. Problem is it's unnatural, so you might be getting accidentally rich quick because you just happened to buy just the right amount, and when you saw that you were up X, you got out and you just tripled the account. So here I'm going to try to double this account. By the end of the day, I'm gonna trade so hard on this. I'm in like right now 7 standard lots, or so that's pretty decent, right, for an account with only I'm up about $300 from yesterday, and since I only had 30-minute limits below me when the market crashed last night, I only got filled on limits beneath me. But I didn't put in limits 100 pips deep, so it doesn't really matter. If you're watching this tick chart right now, your inclination, I hate to say inclination because I just started watching these interview of this guy who killed his family, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Unbelievable. People are unbelievable. So here on this, just drifting down, we bounced almost all the way back to 113, go figure, but we had this huge drift that just completely fizzled, and the 4-hour breakout guys made money. The non-directional 4-hour breakout guys made money just because we reached an apex up here when the green cloud. And I guess this is a perfect Elliott wave in a sense that if you consider this wave 3, 4, 5, and just in other words, the Elliott wave also, you can't take into account all those zigzags. You'd have to say, okay, this 3 is the biggest wave, 4, then 5. Some type of, it's some kind of like mysterious batwing. But the truth of it is, it's just getting fucking dead up here. And it's getting super quiet. And what could possibly go wrong? If you just fill this whole zone in, it's going to keep going up. Okay, now I got to buy at the market, so I got to jump back into real mode here. I'm just going to load the wagon here on that plunge. So yeah, I'm stressing the account, but I got very tight stops, and I could get blown out of about. We lose $100, losing about 150K. I would lose about $100. And if there's at least $5,000 in the account, would you risk $100 a day with $5,000 in your account? So that's what trading would be to somebody. So they would overcome the. It's like if you're driving a car. How much does it cost to drive your car? So you unfortunately have to pay the spread in this game and the commissions and all that. So you have to at least get you have to get where the account goes flat and gets stopped out of a tight stop. So you have to have a balance of exposure. But if the market's dictating your exposure by the way it's behaving, and you're accommodating the behavior by putting in changing your order types based on what's going on right now. So we've all seen this crush down in it. Look at this bounce here. Wow. I'm going to put buy stops. And I didn't do this in the other video because that much. But if I have the buy stops are the trend trades, and I know if I click this, it's going to be like a 50 pip take profit. Whereas this, I know for sure I'm only trying to make 12 pips. So the name of the script is going to make that a whole world into its own of that, you know, that stop, that size. Those are actually 2Ks and a 1K in there or something like that. But it adds up to 10K, but you have a soft, that one click gives you a soft stop. Okay, here, so I'm going to buy again at the market. And I really think I could get about, if I stress the account, okay, say I'm up 240. If I click right now at the market, and I've still got a pending buy stop above me, so it's going to even get into about $1 million position. I think that those buy stops fill. Now the buy stops are designed to only last 15 minutes, so you're bracketing the market without getting too trapped in something that's not going to be a scalp. And certainly you could have these 4-hour breakouts, 10 pips above, 10 pips below, stop entry. But I always feel like I should be in something before it gets that bad, and maybe I'm adding because it's a pullback on the 5-minute chart, right? But, you know, the structure trade is different than the momentum trade because it's on the way to the structure. It's the ride on the way to the structure. But yeah, so this wrap up here, you've got the countdown, 3 hours left. You know, the classic triangle, in fact, if you just traded the doji, these triangle breakouts, you know, you're waiting for the market to simmer down, you know, and then what's going to happen. And after this, when this plunge happens, it's like, how can you catch a falling knife and also be able to play the dead cat bounce, which I would assume this is what's happening right here. If we can make it to 113.20, so as I get a little bit more profits, I'm going to spend them immediately right here by double clicking at 10K at the market. Okay, so there you go. That's about seven standard lots. Now, the buy stops I'm going to put in is just kind of make me feel good trade, like confirmation nonsense. And if those actually have early exits, so just blow through that, get the account up to about $7,000, and that'd be okay for me. So if I go from $5,000 to $7,000 in a half an hour, so that's a good chunk of money. You could do anything you want, right? You could have any kind of, I mean, it's just a modern world, isn't it? Man, people are on the computers, for God's sakes. Let's hope. I don't know. But yeah, it's so funny. And I didn't put any sell stops or buy stops in, which I should. I do have a hedge folder in here that was starting to build a kind of a soft entrance, like it's going to get in a quarter pip apart, say, on the stop. So as it cuts through, and that very first ticket's scalping, and it just paid for about 20% of the bank on the way out. So as it cuts through, like right now, I'm going to just buy at the market. And then I'm going to let those buy stops fill. I figure right about, get to 6,500, you know, by the bottom of the hour, like you live in Canada, and just get out of something, right? But yeah, it's definitely exciting. Trading is just, it really is kind of fun. So that having all these brokers running at the same time, 10 demos I run typically. Back when I was writing scripts, I had 20 demos. And so a lot of those things have to be compiled somehow, but, you know, feel free to hack them to pieces. I really care. But here, look at this pullback here with this beautiful top bottom on the tick chart right now. How about this? That's sweet right there. Boom. So here we go. Looking for the 113.20. That's going to be my first target. Because hopefully the margin will get down to about using about $700 a margin here in the next. So by the time we get to here on this clock, I can't seem to draw on the clock, but when we get to here, hopefully this will be at, like, I want to estimate at 1200. I figure that'll be the typical cashing out of these early scalpers. And then got to hold 113.10 here, I'd say, for the next 3 minutes. Or they're just going to rape it again, spike it down. Yeah, so the people that bought this, they're like, holy shit, we could have bought down here. And the people that sold up here are like, oh man, I could have got out here. I mean, everybody has a different opinion in the real time millisecond of it all, you know. So yeah, it's the end of the week. And so on the 4 hour, this is all the tickets I had. Now you could have had a hedge on right here on the half hour. The half hour robot would have made some money actually on this, just selling 1 half hour up into the blue. And then here you have the breakout of the 4 hour people. They literally did not get trapped. Even the late entry here was a winner because there was no fill on the top side. The actual price is the black. Low, the robot would have taken that. Low, true range of the whole bar is low. This one actually too. This is a little trap trade, but the trailing sell stops fill. Counter trend last gasp. Even this was a winning trade a little bit. You know, this candle here to here was kind of a nice